Is it true that you can't stop sinning and as long as you are living in the sinful world?
That's absolutely not true. That's the doctrine of the devil. There's no such thing as you cannot stop sinning. Now, you cannot stop the devil from tempting you, but you can decide, I will not offend God. Daniel decided, I will not pray to a man. I prefer to be eaten by lions. The three Hebrew boys decided we prefer to burn alive than bow to an image. There are people in the Bible who've chosen death rather than sin against God. And so you can stop sinning by the power of God. Yes, that's God's desire. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, you see, and the power of Christ is able to do that. But it must be our great desire. Our great desire. It does not happen automatically. We must fight the good fight of faith daily. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 12, fight the good fight of faith. It does not happen automatically. Galatians 5:17, the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, but the battle is winnable. The battle is winnable. Constant surrender of the life to God, staying in the word of God. Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. For Psalm 119, verse 11. Verse 9, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways, never get rid of sin, by taking heed thereto according to thy word. John 15:3, Jesus told the disciples, now ye are clean through the word. Clean from what? Sin, which I have spoken unto you. Jesus prayed in John 17, verse 15, I pray not that thou shouldst take them out of the world, but that thou shouldst keep them from the evil. Can God keep us from the evil? Jesus prayed and told the Father, do that. Then he tells the Father how to do it. Verse 17, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. We can come to the place where we no longer sin. Not we cannot sin, we choose not to sin.
By the grace and power of God.
By the abiding grace of God. And that grace is administered through the word and the Spirit.
In other words, if we think we can't stop sinning, we are limiting the power of God.
Yes, we're telling God you don't have the power.
All right. Are children born out of wedlock cursed? And can such children claim the promise given to Jeremiah in Jeremiah 1, I believe, verse 5?
Verse 5, yes. A child born out of wedlock is not a sin. I wish I can say that in all the languages on the face of the earth. A child is not a sin. Fornication is a sin. Adultery is a sin. Homosexuality is a sin. Lesbianism is a sin. Bestiality is a sin. A child in a woman's womb is not a sin. That has been made very clear. People ask me sometimes, should we dedicate a child born out of wedlock? Yes. That child is given life by God. God could have cut life off in the womb, but he didn't. He allowed that child to live. So a child is not a sin. And if you're in that condition, and I speak respectfully, the child you're carrying is not a sin. If you confess your sin to God, God forgives and he forgets. Commit that child to God, raise that child for the glory of God. Now, can the child benefit from Jeremiah 1:5? If Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. And before thou camest formed out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Yes, if God gives you life, he allows you to live, he will give you a purpose. God never gives life aimlessly. If he allows you to live, he's given you life. He attaches a purpose. The way you came into existence may not have been his way. But since he allowed you to live, and I have to keep saying that, he allowed you to live, he will give you a purpose.
Okay.
And so please, a baby in a mother's womb is not a sin.
Makes me think of Ishmael. And God says, I'll bless him too.
I'll bless him.
He wasn't part of my plan.
That's right.
But I'm going to make him a great nation.
Yep, very good.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. How should Seventh-day Adventist parents and also by extension the church deal with those who have special needs?
The greatest special need is the need the sinner has for Jesus Christ. And God put everything in place. A church is a place where people are unselfish in their devotion to one another. If there's one member with a special need, the whole church must be concerned. You simply can't say that's his business. The whole church. You see, Paul compares the church to a human body. They're the toes, they're the fingers, whatever. Clearly, the brain and the heart are the most important. You can lose a finger and you're fine. But Paul says, if a little member suffers, the whole body must suffer. if you shoot me in my finger, you've shot me. You haven't simply shot my finger, you have shot me. If someone came to me, which of your fingers would you like me to cut off? None. Which of your toes? None. Which of your toenails would you like me to pull out with the pliers? None. And so if one member of the church is suffering, the whole church must come together to ease that person's suffering, because the whole church must suffer with that person. We have many churches where there are members who are suffering and members don't care or didn't notice or not aware. If one member suffers, the whole church must suffer. In other words, if one member has a special need, the entire church comes together to provide that need for that person.
Okay.
That's love in the church.
And that's
A
what
church
Jesus
can't
did.
solve every problem, but a church will make its best effort
Yeah, and
because Christ values that person.
yeah, and that's what exactly Jesus did while he was on the face of the earth. He saw the needy and reached out to them.
Responded.